Alright guys, so we're going to talk about critical hits, their conditions, and then we'll discuss about hard knockdowns in this game as well. So in Avatar Legends, right, you can do certain things and get rewarded. So if I go for a throw, you can see I gain 1 chakra point every time I go for a throw. I think this is a universal mechanic. I think that's how it works for all characters, but don't quote me on it, I'll check it in a bit. Now, there's a thing called critical hits. So if you go to your command list, go all the way to the end, it says critical hits. Now, normally there's a name here for the critical hits, but for soccer there's just placeholders at the moment. But if you look at the right hand side, there are instructions on what you can do to get certain critical hits, and you get rewarded for landing these hits in game. So if we look at the first one, hit the opponent out of flow stance with super duper slash, which is his unblockable. Now, if we look at Azula, right now if we hit the unblockable, there's no real reward other than the damage, right? You can't combo off it, you know, there's nothing really that you can get apart from 1 chakra point. Now, Azula's now in flow. So if I do the unblockable and she's in flow, you can see you get that little animation, she gets propped up higher, which means that we can actually combo off this. And we gained 2 chakra points. Right? In game, things like this happen naturally, but if you're aware of these critical hits and you can plan your, like for example in certain situations, you might see this and just continue your pressure. But if you're conditioned to knowing that every time you land the unblockable and she's in that flow stance, not only can you combo off it, but you get 2 bars of chakra, which means that you could potentially go for your super and win the game.
Secret technique.
So that's the advantage of critical hits. One thing I've noticed about this game is they don't necessarily want a lot of characters to have easy hard knockdowns, right? If you don't spend resources or fulfill certain conditions, you can't get them. So Zuko, for example, has to spend 4 chakra points to do his super to get a hard knockdown. Alright, he's plus 30, he gets a hard knockdown and could probably continue for some pressure. Now, he has other ways of getting hard knockdowns, but they're different. So if you go to his critical hits and you look at confronting truth, it says while at redemption level 2 or more, hit with Sunflare Spike, and this causes a hard knockdown. Now, Zuko's whole game plan is to get his redemption, right? He wants to restore his honor. If we do this move and we're not at that stage, we do not get a hard knockdown. However, if you look at the bar now, 2 of those bars are filled. So when we do this move, he now gets a hard knockdown. Alright, I feel like they don't want us to just get hard knockdowns and mix people into Oki and then we just keep looping that. They want us to work for it. And to be honest, I feel like they've done a good job implementing it into this game. Unless you're Toph. Now, I'm an advocate for keeping the cheap stuff in games, so I won't really say too much, you know, I have to keep the agenda going. But when you look at it in terms of this game and how they want the game to be played, other characters really have to work hard for their hard knockdowns. Toph just has to hold her grab. Now I think Zuko only gets his hard knockdown when he fulfills the condition and it's once per round, but Toph can just keep doing this. It's a hard knockdown every single time, and if you don't know what this move is, well, if we go to her, I think it's here, yeah, Bandit's Elbow. Toph can hold her normal throw to turn it into a command throw. Command throws cannot be teched. This throw causes a hard knockdown. So that's her normal throw, and if you just hold it down, you get this hard knockdown. Now my only issue with this is that it happens all the time. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a hard knockdown, but it's the fact that other characters will only get it once per round or once per game, whatever it is. Toph can just continue to do this throughout the game. And like I was saying earlier, they removed Korra's level 1 in the last alpha test because she could get a hard knockdown in the corner and then mix you. Obviously she can go high-low, had a command grab after in which she could combo from, and just kill you. So it was kind of like a looping Oki situation. But there's no real difference for Toph, and she doesn't really have to work for it because you just have to hold down her grab. Now I'm sure the devs have their reasons, but I just find it funny how Toph can just continue to loop her hard knockdown while other characters have to fulfill certain conditions and get these critical hits in order to do the same thing. Let me know what you think below. As always, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.